Da-ba-da-dum, da-ba-da-da-da-da-ba-da-da, ba-da-bum-da-da-da-da-ba-da-da, dam-da, dam-da, da-ba-da-dum, da-ba-da-da-da-da-ba-da-da, ba-da-bum-da-da-da-da-ba-da-da, dam-da-da-da.
Hi Jens.
Hello.
Hello, how are you
Hi.
doing?
Very good, and you?
Fine.
Well, first of all, thank you for the beautiful review, Jens. It was fantastic, really touching. And thanks for loving our music too.
Well, congratulations for your wonderful CD. I mean, it's really amazing, the variety of styles and the quality of sound and the quality of singing and playing. I hear it often and I like it very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Martin didn't pay me for that. Okay. So first question would be how you started to work together. Where did it all begin? I mean, you're a pretty young duo, as I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, it's like almost 1 year that we started, and it all began with the lockdown situation in Spain. So we were, in March, April it started, people were locked in, and we thought we should do something, be creative. And then we started with a few pop song recordings, like we did a few covers, and that came out so good that we thought we should go on with this. And so we made an EP with 4 songs and released it through Record.com. And later on, we just changed our musical path. We would, come across more international songs and classics. And yeah, but the whole idea really went on when we got into this Spanish lockdown, So that was the beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe and the question would be even further more in the past. And how did you meet, or how?
We met during a gig. We both were doing events and playing around like crazy, and then in 2019, September, 2 bands got together. He was part of one of them and I was part of the other, and we performed together for one evening, and that was it.
So that's how musicians should meet normally.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you please, I mean, the readers of Guitar Acoustic know Martin, but could you please both tell a little bit concerning your, the English word is vita as well, or vita? Or
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I start.
You can start if you want.
Ladies
Well,
first.
I come from a family of artists. My family also were in the show business, but nothing related to music. They were circus artists.
Mm-hmm.
And I was growing up. I grew up traveling all over the world with shows, circus shows, theme parks, and it was really exciting. And when I was already very small, I knew that I want to be on a stage, a part of a show. But then, just till when I was around 19-year-old, I realized that I could do something with music. My mother, she would keep telling me, you can sing. And she was pushing me to go to music lessons. And then we, here on Mallorca, around year 1999, 2000, I started to work a little bit as a singer here and there. I have the chance to meet good musicians of the island and being part of their project, and then another project and another project. And slowly it was getting better and better. And yeah, I had the chance to work with really good people. And then I met Martin, and now I'm in the biggest and most beautiful project I ever been in.
Thank you. Okay. And Martin?
Yeah, so I was playing a lot in the Cologne music scene. After 2 years of studying in Netherlands on a jazz school, I entered Cologne music scene. I was playing in clubs and in events, and I ended up in a band that would play also with great artists like Gloria Gaynor and Christa Berg. And so, yeah, I was pretty involved into live playing a lot. And later on in 2002, we made a recording with a band called ALMA. That was a band with a singer from the States called Soleil Niklasson. And we had a kind of a acoustic Latin sound as well, with 2 guitars, percussion. And that went pretty well with a record label in Stuttgart called Blue Flame. And with this project we had quite a few gigs, good festival gigs, and that went on for 5 years kind of. And later on I just continued playing in local bands from Cologne. And 2005, 2006 I also started working for a guitar magazine, the one, and so in 2010 I even took the position of being in charge of the CD producing and transcriptions and workshops a lot. So yeah, and besides that I was involved into many projects, original projects, but this one now is one of 100% original, like giving the full potential, and blood, sweat and tears is all into it, And I'm really happy because I was doing many duo projects, but this one is now really musically and on a love relationship basis, really the project that is really fulfilling me 150%. And we're lucky to be able to record all these different styles, and we are about to do the second album, and it's ongoing process, so we're really happy.
So in brackets, maybe the guitar questions I ask Martin, and if you could answer the other questions, so it's a little so we have both of you in the interview. Is that all right?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
If you ask me about guitars, it's not going to be very productive.
But of course it would be nice to have both of you in the interview, and not only guitar talk.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start with guitar talk. Could you please tell a little bit about your philosophy of guitar sound? You play nylon string guitar, and these songs are more associated with steel string or electric guitar. How did you come to a nylon string guitar?
Well, I was playing nylon guitar all my life. I started with nylon string guitar when I was 10, but I didn't go into classical music too much. I was, I had teachers who would teach me to play, popular songs, like Beatles songs. And I never left the nylon guitar. It was always, part of my playing. But main part of the job was the electric to pay my bills. But as I mentioned, I had a project in 2002 starting with this band called ALMA. We had a kind of Latin jazz sound, and that was pretty much nylon acoustic mainly. And so I never got off that one, So and for this project, it's the perfect instrument. For Latin-based music, for all these bossa, samba grooves, and the nylon string always, is so touching. It's like, it goes straight to your heart, no matter what you play. This happens, you know, you can play like Shape of My Heart and it, you know, reaches everybody. And that's the magic of nylon string. So you don't have to do anything about the sound. You put a little bit of reverb and that's it, you know. I really appreciate this instrument a lot, and it's in this project even more amazing because when you start arranging these songs, these Latin songs, and especially in a duo concept, it's a new world, a complete new world. You start inventing new chords, new voicings to match the song arrangement, to match the vocal line, and it's like starting it from zero, because you end up with with arrangement, voicings and chords that you probably never come across. And that's, you know, even more beautiful after 30 years of playing. It's wow, you know, a whole new world starts up now. So that's why I stick a lot to nylon string.
Okay, maybe a question for Alicia. I hope I pronounced the name right. Alicia?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. The German word is Vorbilder. I think the translation is examples or
Idols.
idols. Are there any idols or that you follow or that you were inspired by concerning your duo Besetzung? Martin, please help me.
Do you have any idols that you would look upon now doing
No.
our project now as a duo? Do you have
No,
any duo?
I mean Besetzung. I don't get the
Like a lineup, setup.
setup, duo setup.
Yeah.
Well, I can't name one. I'm a big fan of Edith Piaf and all these big singers from all times. I was following a lot. Singers like Aretha, Tina Turner, Gladys Knight, even Shirley Bassey. And I'm a big fan of Italian music. I love Italian music, so there's many artists who I was listening to all my life, and then when I met Martin, he introduced me more into this acoustic world, acoustic duo world, and he was showing me a lot of duo as well. Of course, Ella and Joe Pass, and Tak and Patti, and many other great people to be inspired of. But I was always listening. You know, my father, he was from Argentina, so I had from my father's side all this tango and folklore, South American, Latino sound. My mother from Sweden, she brought the rock and roll in the house, and Simon and Garfunkel and Cat Stevens. So it's a mix of everything there.
Yes, great. And Martin, what makes good comping for you as a guitarist? What is essential to being a good company player?
Yeah, well, I would say for me the main focus is to provide a good rhythm and provide chords that, you know, capture the overall harmony. And so I would always try to play and accompany in the way that the style is presented, pretty much. You know, when I play bossa or samba or whatever kind of groove, I try to stick to it. And I would maybe then later on fool around with arrangement, like in terms of chords changes, harmony changes. But for me, it's essential to play a good rhythm, you know, and that keeps it all together. And sound-wise as well, I try to capture a wide variety of harmonical spectrum, so the singer is really, you know, into the whole picture embedded by the guitar sound. I try to think of having a sound that is that doesn't leave any gaps, that doesn't leave anything, so you get the full picture. You know, let's say you would play a song like Gracias a la Vida, to play it in a way that you won't miss anything. You won't miss a bass, you won't miss any drums or percussion or strings or keys. you know, and the guitar is really capable to do that. You can really play rhythm and bass lines and chords, and so in the end you wouldn't miss anything of that. You know, you would be, and that's to me really fascinating. When we're done with one song, it's incredible how large the picture is. You were really into a landscape of sound. You were really like in the movies.
Yeah.
And this is the power of acoustic guitar, power of nylon strings especially, you know.
Mhm. Well, it needs not only a good guitar but also a good player.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I was when we started this, I was a little bit scared because I was never into an acoustic project in my life. I did some acoustic events here and there, which they were not really satisfying me. So I was a little bit like, oh, I'm gonna be missing this and missing. But with Martin and his arrangements, it's just heaven to sing with him. Heaven. Mm-hmm. True.
Great. What I think is very special about your program, and what I like very much, is the variety of styles. I mean, you have samba, tango, jazz standards, French chansons. How would you call Italian chansons? Is there a name for that? Are we?
Not really. We was actually thinking about this the other day.
Yeah, I mean, when we thought about the song we did, this Pino Daniele song, Quando, it's not, when you think of Italian pop, it's maybe not the right style to name it, or the right genre to name it like, but yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah, but Italian music, it's already, even if you call it pop, is already written in such a melodic way that it's already become chanson, even if it's a pop song. Italian composers are amazing, and there's a few ones that were genius, like Lucio Dalla, Pino Daniele, and it hurts me to call them pop songs, but technically they are, but they don't sound like pop songs.
Well, but canzonetta is not the right word.
Maybe, but canzonetta is more, I think, more singer-songwriter, more, I don't know, maybe. But we have to check out this.
I mean, Italian chanson, one could say that. I mean, it's not so important. But I mean, it's a little bit. This is not common in Germany. People don't know Lucio Dalla. Maybe they know Zucchero, but we know Italo pop songs. But I like these Italian songs, but they were not.
This I have to say. When she introduced me to all these styles, like Italian music, we had like several nights just listening to Italian artists. I was amazed how much there is going on, and the same in the Spanish or in the Latin American styles. She introduced me to all these guys, and I was so shocked. There's a big word we didn't know before in Germany at all. And there's a whole scene going on there, and this is so inspiring. And again, she was mainly part of, choosing the right songs for our repertoire, And I was going on and, okay, how can we do this? How can I? Because I'm, quite new to many styles and many artists she was introducing to me, and that was the challenge too, But she's a jukebox. You can name any Italian artist, she would tell you every song, and it's amazing. So we can really say she's, taking part of the song choices for the album.
He was taking the song and just bring it to his territoire, and he's so versatile and open to every style. And he sounds like a Latino when he plays a Latin song, totally.
All right. Great. Well, concerning Italy, I mean, it's said it's the cradle of music. I mean, me as a classical musician, if you think of all the Renaissance and Baroque composers. So,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it's still happening in nowadays in Italian music too. In pop music, you hear a lot of classical. That's when we came up, with more classical arrangement for Quando, because Pino Daniele himself, he was playing a lot of classical stuff in his songs too. So he was very open.
Yeah, I was into jazz a lot and blues too.
All right.
All right. And you've composed a known song on your album, and it has a certain Spanish flair. To me, it sounds like modern flamenco. Is there more to come, or is this maybe you're writing more songs like that? Or
Yeah, absolutely. For this album, we thought we should have at least one original song. And so we started this one. I had an instrumental song, and that was kind of more a bossa type of song. And then we switched it into a more, flamenco Spanish style. And she would come up with beautiful words, lyrics. And we thought, yeah, we have to go on. And for the next album, we definitely have more of original songs.
Mm-hmm. All right. A sad question. How's life in times of Corona as for you as musicians?
Yeah, I think it's tough for everybody. I mean, it's so sad to see that all artists, no matter what kind of level they have, they're suffering because despite the economical part, but to not be on stage, to not play, to not perform, this is the hardest part, I guess, for musicians right now. And so lucky who can do, work around a little and have, something like teaching or, as us, we do, this journalistic work or whatever kind of work you can offer as a musician that would make you survive this whole tragic scene. Then you're lucky, but I hope really that we can continue. That was a chance for us to grow together as a duo, very much, and I think many artists did, because what else could they do than just, be inside and try to be creative, to do some live recordings and stream it or, make a record like we did. That's the only goal we can have in mind, right now. So we keep on, and it seems we don't have enough time. Now we're into promotion a lot. We did the recording, we founded a label, we founded distribution, we did the recording, and now it's out. Now it's plenty of work of promotion. We didn't really see that coming, but it's really a lot of work. And we are planning now to have a streaming concert in April. It would be the 15th of April, which is going to be our first streaming live concert. So everybody check it out. Mm-hmm. And we go on with promotion as much as we can. And in the meantime, we try to offer as live gigs as soon we get the chance to.
Yeah, we can't wait to play live and go to nice venues again with audience, real audience.
Yes, we all miss that.
Yeah.
When I heard the record, I was wondering, Alicia, if you also speak all these languages that you sing. So, I mean, I didn't count. It's 5 or 6. I'm not sure.
5 on the record, no? Yeah. I speak 5 languages myself. And because, as I said before, I had the chance to grow up traveling all over the world. If I have to learn them now, no chance. So I learned them when I was a kid. The only language I don't speak fluent, which is on the record, is Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese. I speak Italian, French, English, Swedish, and Spanish. Mm-hmm. Portuguese, but I understand it pretty much. It's not so far away from something in between Spanish and Italian, so it's not very difficult for me to put it together. But yeah, I don't speak Portuguese. The others I do.
But there's no Swedish song on the album.
No, not yet, not yet. But
Okay.
never know, soon maybe.
All right. Maybe another nerd question. Martin, could you tell a little bit about recording setup? I mean, we are musicians, but I mean, meanwhile, we are all recording managers as well. So.
Yeah. I think this is now. I learned a lot about recording during, producing CDs for the magazines, and especially for vocals and guitar. I experienced a lot, and I think that was really helpful to do this right now. And now I have a kind of basic recording setup, which we also would use live. We have, for the guitar, I have like two small condense mics, like this Audio Technica 4041. That goes straight into a mixing interface, and then right into Logic, and from there the magic starts with plugins, and with her we have a Neumann microphone, and going to a ISO 1, like Focusrite ISO 1 microphone preamp, also straight into the mixer audio interface, into Logic. And we basically don't record any overdubs. It's just guitar and vocals, but the guitar is mainly two mics, in this ORTF microphone system. Mm-hmm. Like you pan the microphones, you can pan it like in an angle of 110 degrees, or which I do is a smaller angle. I do like 90 degrees. So I try to make the guitar really sounding as wide as possible, on the left and right, and leave a lot of space for the vocals. And try to not get in, not to interfere with the vocals. Leave a lot of space for the vocals. And I mean, as I say, the main magic happens while mixing with plugins, because everybody can record with an audio interface and microphones. But I would say this is kind of, half of the mixing sound. And I try to adapt the guitar sound as much as it would complete the whole overall sound with the vocals. I would, if I do a solo guitar recording, I might have set up more microphones and do another mix of the mics. But for our setup, it's perfect to have just two mics, left and right, more or less, and then the vocals in the middle, and then try to work with this, as a start.
Mm-hmm. So you don't use the pickup sound?
I did for a few songs in the beginning, but only like, let's say 10%. And then I just, from the third song on, I was leaving it, because the microphone sound alone was proper enough. The piezo sound would, provide a little bit more mid pressure in the sound, but it's not necessary. Maybe you need it live a little bit more, but for recording here, two mics is perfect, because it's, when it's placed in the right way and you hook it up in the channels in the right way with the right plugins, you're there already.
Mm-hmm. I won't write that brackets up.
Okay.
Just because I'm into recording now. And how many takes do you have for one piece? In general?
Well, we do it like when we start recording a song. There's a, we start sitting without any recording gear. We start trying to play the song first.
Like a rehearsal.
Like a rehearsal.
Yes.
And we would play it like more in the original way, and then later on we would think of how can we do it in another way, in our own way. We did many changes into songs like Beautiful That Way. That was a totally completely different groove and style. We made it completely different, and the composing starts during recording. You know, we would record guitars and vocals, and then we would listen and go back to what is there to improve, and where can we arrange different, you know, sequences. And then I would record the guitar, and then we would also do new vocal tracks. So it's kind of a composing process during recording. So it's actually, the record is happening while we are recording. And this is a new way, because usually you would sit and arrange before, and you would rehearse, and you would maybe play a few gigs, and then you would go do one take. But in our case, it's like inventing and composing, arranging during recording. That was our goal too. So and now when we do the live streaming concert, we have to learn our songs. You know, that's the tragic part, because
he has to learn his own arrangements.
Yeah. So we set kind of a benchmark. This is how it should sound. This is our reference, which is good. And then we would try to come up with maybe new ideas while we have a concert, you know, to play, do more improvising or whatever. But we should always, you know, have our recording as a reference.
I mean, you're able to transcribe.
Yeah. That's true. That's, by the way, I would like to do so. I would, you know, put down all the guitar tracks in Sibelius and maybe offer it as a transcription. So if there's time, it would be nice to have it written down, you know, to maybe even sell it, whoever is interested. And then, yeah, to see what kind of mess we did.
Wow, that would be a lot of work. What you do.
Absolutely.
All right. When I heard the diversity of styles, I was wondering, how do you choose the pieces? I mean, they are so. How do the pieces come to your repertoire? Maybe another question to Alicia.
Well, some of them, there was kind of a wish. For example, Gracias a la Vida, this song was, I wanted to do this really badly for my father. But then when we already had like a style, we was just picking the songs that were coming to us. For example, Beautiful That Way, we just decided to do it while watching the movie, Life is Beautiful. And I remember hearing this song when the movie came out, and I was like, that's a beautiful song for us. And also Yukali just came like this, unexpected, in an unexpected way. And then we both love, of course, Brazilian music, bossa nova and samba. We are big fans of this style, so we both agree that we got some more nice Brazilian pieces coming up.
I have a question concerning Yukali. I mean, I was wondering, it's a Kurt Weill song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
How come that he has written it in French, or is it originally French, or?
No, well, he wrote it
He wrote the music, but then
in 1934, and then 1 or 2 years later, Roger Farnay wrote the lyrics in French. Because I think because it belongs to a theater piece called Marie Galante, and it was like a whole operetta or something like this, and I think it was mainly represented in Paris, wasn't it? And that's why they was writing the lyrics in French, Roger Farnay, back in 1935.
And we were also listening to a version of Diego El Cigala, a famous singer.
That's how we discovered it.
And that's, so we took more, we were inspired by his musical performance, but he sings it in Spanish, and so we were we want to stick to French lyrics, but, keep the musical vibe of what Alicia was doing there, you know, more in a tango style. And so we also have another song in Italian. It's La Voglia e la Pazzia. It's Italian lyrics, but it's a samba groove. You know, you have this combination of Toquinho doing the musical part, the samba part, but then Vinicius de Moraes was writing the lyrics. So it's also a kind of mix of styles and you know and backgrounds. So it's very interesting to mix, you know, and that's we had it. Initially, we had the idea to make, because she sings so many languages, to, you know, make also different styles. And we were even thinking about making a French album, making a Spanish album, an Italian album. But instead of doing one by one, we would say, okay, let's, you know, mix them all in one album to bring more variety and go on with the second album, again with a new mix of languages and styles to make it, you know, rich. And that was kind of the concept we followed from the first song on.
Yeah.
Yes. Alicia, you want to talk about the dedication of this album as well? Oh.
Yeah, sure. I'm so proud and happy. It's dedicated to my father. My father, he passed away in 2011. Because of a cancer, and my father was everything to me. He was my best friend, and my mother and my father and I, we were one, always together. We was very close to each other, and he was a very musical man. He was not a professional musician, but he was always playing guitar as a hobby, learning like classical pieces like Concierto de Aranjuez, Capricho Árabe. He was practicing all my childhood. I remember him when he had free time. He was sitting there with his guitar, and he was actually good for being an autodidact player. And then when I started to sing, he was so proud and happy. And when I was doing in the beginning gigs and bars and clubs, he was like, this is not for you, you have to sing in Spanish, you have to sing melodic music, you have to. So he would have been really, really, really proud to see what we are doing now. He would have loved Martin as a person, as a musician. And so, and when we started to talk about this idea and songs, some of his favorite songs are in this album, like Gracias a la Vida, of course, Garganta con Arena, and the Italian music. He said it was his idea, let's dedicate it to your father. And I was like, in tears, I said, yeah, let's do it. It means a lot to me. And I know he's saying all this and he's very proud of us.
Okay, that's a wonderful wie heißt man? Schlusswort would be
like a last word, last comment.
Okay.
But I mean, there's maybe one final question. What are your projects for the future? Another CD? I mean, you already talked about a streaming concert. What are your plans?
Yeah, right now we are very much into promotion of the first album, and so the next plans are also to do the streaming concert on the 15th of April. So we had to set just a date and make it possible until we keep pushing things, you know, we're like, yeah, let's do it. But now we said really we have to set the date first and then we're going to work on this only. But we also have, 2 songs already for the second album. So we hope to finish the second album, by summer. And then we have, another interview coming up for the Insel. It's called Das Inselradio on Mallorca. They have new studios now, and they were inviting us. So we're gonna have a date with interview and recording session in the new studios in about 2 or 3 weeks. So there's a few things coming up, and we're mainly now promoting the album and trying to figure out marketing strategies, which is really important right now because we can't play live. We have to sell it online as much as possible. But we're doing well. We're really happy and so motivated. We have found so many seminars on the web to promote, ourselves in the right way. And musically, we have a whole album coming up, and it's really a lot of excitement.
Yeah, hopefully our main plan is to record and make music years and years and years.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to your next CD, and I would love to hear you live maybe one day.
Oh,
If you come to Germany or I mean Mallorca, I mean that must be a great place to play live. I mean, if you listen to this album, it must be wonderful to sit outside in the evening and to listen to your music. I mean, so this one can imagine this is perfect for a Mediterranean evening.
Thank you.
yeah, our plan is also to do some concerts here, but in Germany too. We get already some. We unfortunately had to cancel already like a few
Dates, right?
dates, so we're gonna have them as soon as possible.
Yesterday I talked to somebody, and many concerts were postponed to the next year, and now you don't know if concerts in summer will take place or not. No one can say.
Yeah, it's a little bit a question mark, everything right now. But hopefully it gets better soon.
Yeah, that's why we thought, okay, now this is not sure. Can we do it this summer, or are we postponed to next year? So we have to play, we have to do something. So that's when we came up with the idea to do a live streaming concert and get it spread on the internet as much as possible to make people get to know us. And so that's the only chance we have right now, and to sell CDs and make promotion, make interviews like this, and get on online platforms and online media, and just spread the word wherever we can.
Yeah.
All right. So I wish you a wonderful weekend in Mallorca.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the sun. And let's hope Coronas will soon be gone. All the times will get better, and I'm looking forward to see you in Germany.
Thank you very much, Jens. It was
for having
wonderful.
us.
And thank you for your support.
Yeah, many thanks to this. You're always welcome as a special guest for a concert. And
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat.